Okay, welcome back, guys, to a new pep talk. We are here today with Zen FTC 25434, and we are Peppers 19044.
Yeah.
Great. Uh, then, my first question for you is: How was your experience in your first year of participating in a competition like this, and what were your expectations, and were they met?
So actually our team was created last year. So talking about our last year, when it was our first time as a rookies in FTC, it was really interesting for us because many teams they were really experienced and they taught us everything that we asked for. And the first competition that we attended was actually the Central Asian competition. From that competition you get to the Worlds, so our expectations were high. However, since we were not as much experienced as we are now, we unfortunately didn't get to the Worlds. Um, yeah. So, however, so since last year we got really experienced, and now I think we will win this time. Yeah.
So, your goals for this year is going to the world.
Yes, going to the Worlds.
Okay, and to what teams did you reach out to accomplish this goal?
So actually we've reached out to many teams. I can say, do you know team RO2G2? Yes,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
team, and then Phantom Robotics, Equipe Robomac, another teams from other countries such as Northwind from Russia, teams from Uzbekistan, and many local teams in Kazakhstan as well. So we've reached out to many people, many teams.
And what did you learn from them?
So actually, the half of the meetings were uh the ones that we taught in, but from the ones that we got teached, it was we learned that outreach is very important there. Yeah. I think
It
that's
is.
one of the main things that we learned. Mhm.
Okay, so now for my question. Right now you are single here, but I guess you have more people in your team. How do you recruit your team members?
So actually in our team we have 11 members, and every member it's actually a huge big number, yeah, I'd say. And we have sub teams inside of team. So the team that is that's the team, the drive team, and the inspire team that works for the inspire award. And inside the teams, our captain usually goes like these teams, these group of people does these things, another people do another things. So
No,
like yeah.
so you have like the whole department thing, but instead of the few departments that work on the robot and few depart and the other that work on the outreach and things like that outside of the constructing the robot, you classify the um, uh,
Ranks?
department. You classify the departments by the words you want them to focus on.
Well, actually, it's like the drive team. They are responsible for the robot and driving. And the second team is so we aim to get the Inspire Award. So the second award is responsible for getting the Inspire Award. So yeah, if since Inspire Award is really important, so that's what we do. So in our drive team there are 5 people and 6 in the Inspire team.
Five people in the drive team. Aren't
Well,
only four allowed on the field?
no, so 4 only on the field, but like the other one, he's just a builder, just builds, but not on the field.
Oh, so also the drive team is the one that builds the robot.
Yes, drive team is the one that builds the robot.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And you have one member in plus, which he can be used as an substitution.
Yes, we do.
Okay. How did you guys come up with the idea of uh, classifying the departments for drive team and the other one for getting the Inspire world?
So actually in Kazakhstan, in our country, it is quite popular to do so because we think that it's really efficient to do so because like half of the team is only focused on drive on the robot itself, so the robot would work good, and the other half of the team would just focus on Inspire, and so they could have their 100% of focus, and it would be better. So that's why we made like that.
Oh, and also when you talk about Inspire, from what I know, Inspire is made up of multiple other
Awards.
Awards.
awards. Do you also divide the Inspire team into those type of awards?
Actually, no, we don't. We just everyone knows what every award is given for, and we together discuss like what we're going to do next, like events or for example, for now we have our own site that works as a marketplace, and so teams in Kazakhstan they may upload their robot part that they don't need, and the other ones could buy it. Also, in our site there is a part where they can upload their 3D CADs of their robots, and also we put our robot in it. And we just discuss which events we need to do, and we do it. We don't divide our Inspire team another into another. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, then uh, I'm curious. The name of the team, Sen. What's the story behind it?
So actually, as you know, we're from Kazakhstan, and in Kazakh language, sen means belief. And also there is the other meaning of sen. It means us. I mean you. I mean you. So the meaning behind our name is you believe in us.
How philosophical.
Kind of dope. I like it. Hmm.
Yep. That is
Do you have some questions for us as well?
yeah. Why is your team named Peppers?
Uh, well, this is an interesting story. So, in our school, um, it all began with the first team, Silas.
Yes, we know them.
Well, after a few years, more and more children became interested by the whole idea of robotics. And thus, the team, uh, our team, Peppers, well, uh, firstly, it was known as Silas Pep, was born. But why Silas Pep? Well, Peppers. Well, it was because many teams mispronounced uh, Silas, and they pronounced it as chili,
Chili.
chilies, and we just took it and Silas peppers, chili peppers, and well, after a few years, we rebranded ourselves as peppers.
That just peppers.
Okay. Interesting story behind the name actually. Yeah. And though I'd like to know about do you have something like us, like you divide your team into two, like Inspire team and the Drive team or anything like that?
Yeah, we also have a hierarchy here, but because we have more mentors, they are usually at the top, and then there comes the captains. The captains usually keep the people in the team in good terms. They're not really doing everything, like non-technical marketing, the robot. They're really just there as the big boss that does something, but also manages the team as to strengthen it to get together.
Okay.
Then we have the technical and non-technical. The technical, they're the people, we have a leader on the non-technical and also a leader on the technical side. And then there's the members.
And each
Mhm.
section, there is the technical section and the non-technical section. And each section divides in three departments. There is
Mhm.
the, for the technical section, there is the mechanic department, the programming department, and also the 3D design department. These three things are the main components to building a robot. And then switching to the other side, the non-technical section, we have another three departments, which are marketing, fundraising, and design department. This
Mhm.
is
Okay.
just how our team is structured.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That that's all for me. What I want to ask. And how many team members do you have?
Well, this right now, with without without mentors and just members, with volunteers as well, we are 20 in the team.
20.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then, wait a minute. Do you make any product? Going to the robot sections of questions, do you have any do you make any prototypes before starting to build the main robot?
Prototypes?
Yeah, like
Uh,
versions.
cat. Well, actually, we do, but only in Fusion 360. So the
Yeah, we also do
w-
that.
yeah.
Well, I meant like um, making a smaller
Okay, okay, okay. I get it. I get it.
version of a mechanism of a robot and see if it works with the whole idea of
Okay.
what is needed, if it works or not, to then proceed to implement it in the main robot.
Yeah, and then upgrading, we were asking
Mhm.
about those steps from the old version to the new version. How did you uh, do that? And also, if you keep, uh, let's say, tree of prototypes that you've built,
So actually,
a
it
road.
really depends on the situation, but we sometimes do it, sometimes do not. And but as long as I remember, the first time we used it was when we wanted to. In our robot, we have a mechanism that rotates our lift that works on belts. So our lift can go upwards, and then it rotates like this and goes like this. And to be sure that this mechanism will work, we made the smaller version of it, and after making sure that it works well, we made it just bigger and the size of the robot. So actually, it is two these wheels connected by belt.
Mm-hmm.
So we made the smaller version of that, and then it worked, and we made the bigger and put it to robot.
Yeah, and
So,
has this
but
mechanism that you just explained gone through multiple phases?
yes, and for now we already changed it to another mechanism. But it's really hard to explain, so I can't do
No, no
it.
problem. It's, uh,
Yeah.
I think ordinary people won't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so a question of mine. How many hours per week did you work? Do you work in general?
Uh, we didn't really count so far, but like every day after school. Actually, the interesting fact about our team that every member is from one grade, one class. So
Okay.
we all study together in one grade.
And in different
And
classes or in the same class, everyone?
the same class.
The same class.
Same class. Yeah.
Okay, so you just gathered 11 people from your class and said, we are going to do the
Yes,
robotic and compete.
it, it was actually like that. It was like, damn, anybody wants to compete in robotics? Like me, and that's what happened. Uh, so usually after school we work for 3 hours every day. Yeah, so you can count if you want.
So it's consistently 3 hours daily.
It's
Or
consistently, yes, for minimal, and but on weekends they have choice. Like if you want to come, you can come. If you don't want, then don't come on weekends. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, actually, all of our participants, they treat robotics as a hobby and they like what they do. So it's not hard for them to find time for it. And they don't do it because they have to. They do it because they like what they're doing. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that you guys just asked once to robotics, me. Well, did your team started so, or did you guys started off as from an earlier competition, something like FLL or another competition that is in your region, or did you
Mm,
just start off from FTC?
so few of our members, very few, like two of them, they had experience in FLL in the first league. Uh, but they didn't compete in 1 year. And the others, they were new to FTC, so we started from FTC. That was, uh, yeah, interesting. It was very spontaneous.
Hmm. And was there a big difference between uh, the members that had experience beforehand with the FLL, or between the members that had experience with FLL and those who were first time in the team, or was it something more equal?
Well, the difference was, but it was not as big because the members that had competed in FLL, they knew the concept of first and the like racist professionalism and everything like that. They knew what first wants from you, and so but the difference wasn't big. So they taught us everything, and like yeah. Hmm.
So now for a question of mine, as you said that you and other 10 people have gathered from your class and said we are going to participate in FTC, but what has driven you to make this decision and how have you heard of FTC?
Well, in our school, we also had like two senior teams that already ha been competing in the FTC, and they went abroad for competitions, and they were really popular. And we're like, damn, we want to do the same. And
Wait,
it was
you
like
have
that.
another robotics team in your school?
Yes, we do.
Two,
It's
two more.
uh two more, but for last year it was two more. For now, it is one more.
Ah, okay.
No. It is also two more. The one team is under our mentoring. It's rookie team.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, they were very popular in the school Instagram, in the news, even like a team from Kazakhstan went there and won first place, and we're like, damn, that's kind of interesting. Like robotics and everything. Also, some of our some competed in Arduino, and yes,
I don't know. Can you say more about that?
Can you expound?
uh, I can't.
Okay, well, you said that there are small teams. One team is under your mentoring, and I guess that um, the other the other team that was previously the only team in school had mentoring had
Had
was
mentored
mentoring.
us.
Yeah, was
I
mentoring
ha
you guys. Oh,
well, Actually, no, they didn't.
Oh,
So there was, as I said earlier, our team was created spontaneously. Actually, like 2 weeks before the biggest competition in Kazakhstan. So in 2 weeks, completely rookies in FTC had to build robots, and from the team that was in our school, they didn't have time to mentor us. However, they wanted to, but it was too much. I mean, too less time.
that way too,
Way too
Way
little.
too less.
way too
Yeah,
little.
way too little.
Well, then, if you guys had 2 weeks to prepare for the competition and build a robot, how did you guys acquire the information you needed? For example, uh,
Yes.
for programming, how did you guys learn to program uh,
Java.
in Java with the help of the FTC SDK
So,
and
sorry.
other types of guides like sites? I, maybe you reached out to other teams. Maybe you used some servers, some communities that could help you. What
Mhm.
did you do to try to get as much information as possible to be able to create a robot uh, in such little time?
Yes. So actually, we reached out to one team from very experienced team. Yes. And they said that they have one person that is happy to help us. And he's actually a first alumni. He is already over the age of 18, so he can't compete. But he had competed in FTC for 4 years and has a great achievements. For example, FGC Worlds, he had won it, the Singapore one, and do you know FGC actually?
Who?
What?
FGC,
FGC,
Is this another FTC competition?
first global championship?
yes, for Global Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he had won the Worlds of it once, and we're like, okay, he's experienced, and we asked him to please help us. He knows everything about programming, about building the robots, about CAD design, about everything. So in such a short time, he managed to give us all the information that we needed. So the one team, they helped us with giving us a mentor.
Mhm.
But for now, he is already studying in another country for university. So yeah, he's not there anymore.
Well, then, how do you guys try to improve yourself as a team right now? What sources are you using?
Right now, we also do have a mentor, but he is like already big guy who has a family, and he
Okay.
he is uh so if you know, Kazakhstan has won the first global challenge 3 times, and he was the mentor of all these 3 teams, and he knows much about FTC and first, and he actually does helps us with CAD of the robot. So actually, we always try to ask him advices, ask him how to do things, about outreach, about everything, and he helps us. I think that with him, we develop. He helps us to develop, yeah.
So we've talked about a lot about this competition, how great it is. Uh, we understand that you like robots, but how do you fund these projects? I guess it's not very uh, cheap to build a robot that wins
Mm.
the worlds.
Yes, of course, it is not cheap to do so, but talking about funding, so going to international competitions is funded by our government. like the flight, the accommodation, and everything is funded by our government. It's quite interesting.
Oh,
Yes, I
only
know.
when going to the internationals.
Only not for the robot, but only for the
Travel.
accommodation and flight. Yes,
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
flight.
Well,
Uh,
that's
and yeah, that's also good.
But
And
also the robot, how do
but
you?
also for the parts of robot, our school it gets all the parts that we need. And for example, we make a list of the details that we need. For example, like Misumi Sar 330, we need it. And then our school is like, we can help you with that, like we can pay for the 50% of that or 80% for that, and it's like that. So they help us with the funding our school.
Also, they only pay a percentage, but the rest, do you pay it out from your own pockets?
We actually do have sponsors, yes, and they pay it for us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
okay. That's unexpected.
Yeah, for us, the government doesn't fund if you go out of the country.
Mineswipe.
It's funny. Hmm.
Well, talking about international competition, our team has been to China and Indonesia. And actually, after 10 days, we have the nationals in Kazakhstan. And the 3 days after nationals in Kazakhstan, we have competition in India. India.
That must be a tough schedule.
Yes.
Well, well then, okay. Well then, uh, you've been in the team for over a year now.
Yes.
Okay. What do you feel you've learned while working in the team, and what do you think can be improved?
Could you repeat?
What do you feel that you've learned while working in the team for the past year, and what do you think that can be improved in your approach?
So over the past year that I was in FTC team, I think I learned that communicating with each other like is the base. Without communicating with each other, there won't be any wins, there won't be any good robots. So it is really important to communicate. And I think that that's the main thing that I've learned so far.
Hmm.
After, I know you don't have many years of experience, but last year, if I heard you correctly, you want to go to Worlds, yet this wasn't achieved. Have you felt bad and felt that maybe robotics is not for you? And
I
right now, I think you said, nah, robotics is for me, and we are going to try even harder. But how did you overcome this sensation?
Of course, after the competition, we were sad because we didn't get to the Worlds. However, we knew that we're only two weeks into robotics, and in such a short time, we managed to do not really bad robot, and really had chances to do better. And we knew like if we work a bit harder, a bit more, then we're gonna surely win it. So that was our main motivation. Yes. That in such a short time we could do the good robot, and what if we work harder? What if we work a bit more time?
Mhm. Well, I am wondering, how do you guys make tasks? How do you give them? How do you prioritize tasks? What tasks are being prioritized? If there is a time frame, uh, how do you guys manage all of this?
So actually, if we have many tasks going on, then we make a table. Uh, we make a table about and list all the tasks that we have, and then they are divided into four sections. First, urgent and important. Second, urgent but not important. Then, uh, then, okay, I think you got what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, we just look at every task and discuss with team which one, which task we will do right now, after, and after. So, and then we stick to this plan. So
So,
everything is discussed with every team member for us.
so if I'm getting this right, you just make a whole tier list of what tasks are more important, and
Yes.
based on that, you choose what tasks to prioritize and what tasks can be uh, pushed a little to give you time.
Yes, yes. So we think that is the most efficient way to do the tasks because if you do not write the task, you may just forget them, you know. So yes,
Yeah.
we do that.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mhm. Well, you said that you also have sponsors of the team. How did you
Yes.
acquire them? What is the
Uh,
procedure?
so it was really hard actually, because we firstly reached out to many companies, about 100 or 200 companies. We just wrote to everyone, hey, we're team competing in robotics, FTC. We would like to introduce ourselves to you in real life. And then like few of them said, let's go, we can do it. And then we went to them and said like introduced ourselves with the presentation, with the plan, with what we need from them, what will we do for them. For example, we said that we're gonna put your logo in our team uniform. We're gonna put your logo on our robot, and and that's how we acquired them. We've reached out to everyone, almost every company in.
Don't you think that it's a bit demanding to just go to a company and say that you want to meet them in person for a sponsorship when
We think that this shows the level of your seriousness, that you wanna work with them for real. Mm.
Mhm. Well, yes, I get the idea, but when we go to a larger scale, to a company that is bigger, um,
Mhm.
it's way harder to do that, and they also have different priorities. Don't you think that
Mm,
that can also
mhm.
get in the way of acquiring a sponsor?
It might get in a way, however, if the sponsor is himself interested in robotics and sponsoring you, then he will find a way to communicate with you. And if he's not, okay.
Well, it's not the other way around that you need to make the sponsor interested, uh,
Oh, oh.
that he can, that he is, that he wants to help you, so he sponsors you.
Mhm. So, we actually need to discuss that with our team.
Understandable.
Now
Yes.
you can alert your teammates and say, "Hey, maybe we've done this wrong until now."
Maybe we found sponsors, but we don't need them.
Okay, so we've talked about your companies that you've called and how you sponsor your robot. But what about physical events,
Oh
like in a
wait, no,
park?
stop.
So my question was that we've talked about your sponsorship, robot, how do you fund it, blah blah blah.
Yes.
But about the events in your country, what physical events have you done this year or planning to do or something like that?
Mhm. big problem in our country and maybe in other countries too is that a lot of teams don't have sponsors, so it's really hard to buy a lot of stuff for robotics, and it's really expensive. So to solve this problem, we decided that we and our sponsors, our team, will provide sponsorship in our scrimmage. We decided to do a local scrimmage in our school, and for winners, we provided cash prize so they can use it for their team to promote themselves
And have you done anything outside your school or just in the school?
outside of the school.
Wait, what you just said was you did in your school, right?
So we connected with another teams and their schools and did our scrimmage in one of the most like popular school in our city.
Uh-huh.
Well, another question is, do you guys have different events?
Mm-hmm. Yes, right now we have online event for everyone because if we do something offline, there is some problems. So other teams from our country or maybe from another countries cannot just come just for one event. So we decided to do host online courses. It will provide some information, some practice part for 3D coding and our team member Alihan will be one of the teachers. And also, if you know our last mentor Nursultan, who won
Yes.
FGC 2 times, so he also will be one of the teachers, and a lot of other very cool guys from FTC will provide a lot of information in our events.
Well, from what I'm understanding, the event that you are now describing is something more like a workshop.
Yeah, some part of because if we provide just events like a scrimmage or competition, then we did it 2 times in this season, but we decided to do more information sessions, so that's why we decided to do these workshops. But we also have a lot of workshops. Maybe Alhan already told you about it, about our video courses on our YouTube channel.
Mhm. And outside of workshops and scrimmages, do you also have uh, another type of events? For example, we did an event where we tried to combine the uh, STEM with cooking, and it was something. The premise behind it is that we wanted to um, we wanted to try to be um,
To teach the other kids Arduino while also
not really other kids. We wanted to see if we can spark an interest for the STEM overall for people that are outside of robotics. And we tried it to combine with something more casual, like cooking. And what we did is we made something like a competition for cooking, in which every participant had to make a timer from Arduino. So uh, we tried to make our events more diverse, something that is unique, something that has not been tried before, and see the results. And I'm asking if you guys are trying different formulas with your events as well.
There is a lot of people who just want to know some new information. So when we host some events, we not only try to do some just like a competition or maybe someone from FTC hosts these events. No, we also invite a lot of guys from music groups, so they can provide their information. They can play if this is like not something that it is in STEM field. But also, there is a lot of big three like companies in Kazakhstan, and we invited CEO of them and programmers to just give guys new information, not only in robotics but also in programming and in other STEM fields. And if not STEM field as your cooking, then music. We decided to invite music teams, rock teams, and they played at our scrimmage. They just make the vibe really cool and also share their information about how to build a rock team, how to just host a rock team. So yeah, for someone who just want to know new information, it was really useful, I guess.
And do you have
Something also other than just robotics that we also host, it's also like workshops, to be honest, but it's workshops for girls only, to just provide them with good information in astronomy and physics, also hosted by our team members.
And do you, from what I'm getting, these events are more impact related. Do you have events that are reach related?
Related to what?
Well, when it comes to events, uh, there are two major things. There is the reach and there is the impact. The difference between is impact is how many people did your events impact to try to join the STEM field, while the reach is more like people that came by, were interested and saw look, something that they saw FTC, they saw robotics, something that just sticks in mind.
So actually, our
Sure.
YouTube videos, the tutorials that we recorded, they are, I think, rich.
Yeah, they are rich. Exactly.
Again, for events, if you want to like know more like rich information, then two teams was founded in our scrimmage, so they didn't even know about FTC. So when they come to our event, hosted in some school, so they just know new information about FTC, about all awards, how I said, on information from music and from CEOs of the big three companies in Kazakhstan. So after that, they decided they want to also participate in FTC. They founded a team, and right now they're our Menti team. But also, we decided to provide a webinar. It's not it will be in 5 days, if I'm not mistaken. So there will be 100 people from local schools from Almaty, and also 900 people from country schools of our country. So I know that in big cities there is a lot of laboratories, schools that provide FTC, or they just have laboratory at least. And in country schools, they don't have a lot of access for it. So our team will provide them information. And if they want to participate in the future, we also will invite them for FTC and as our Menti team, just to give them access to participate, because we really truly believe that everyone should have
Should have
opportunities.
access. Yeah. Should have opportunity to
Access, yes.
opportunity,
Did
yes.
you call the Avengers? I see a new member of yours has joined the stream. The meeting.
Streamer.
Do you recognize him?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Well,
You seem a bit puzzled, and I thought maybe he's not someone from your group. But
Okay.
why does he have a Russian name?
it's in Kazakhstan.
It's a
Especially
Kazakh
We use Cyrillic.
name.
Oh, you speak Russian in Kazakhstan?
Yes.
Our national language is Kazakh language, but most of the people know a lot of languages, as we all of our team members know English, Russian, and Kazakh as well, and maybe some other languages.
Uh-huh. Now I get it. Okay.
Well,
Thanks to my teammate here. So now I also have a question for you.
Yes.
We talked about the robot, how good it is, and so on and so forth. But what problem did you encounter while making it? And how did you manage to resolve it?
Hmm.
Okay, I can tell you about one big problem that we had. Um, we had some strategy to do high basket as well, and from the starting of the season, we decided that our robot probably will do low and high basket to in scoring strategy. But when we understand that other teams not always can do specimens just to click them on stage, we decided that we exactly need to do both because if our alliance cannot do second part or just can I don't know if they have lack of problems with this part, then we just cannot score a lot. And mm, there was a decision just to do a high basket
Both.
as well as specimens. So when we start our matches after autonomous period, we just do specimens, and after that, click put samples on high basket. So that's our robot.
Oh, so basically, a robot is divided with two functions and cannot do them at the same time.
What?
So from what I understand, you can either only put in basket in one match.
No, we could do only put samples on high basket, but there is a problem is because what if someone cannot do specimens and how we can score with our lines. So that's why we decided to do a robot that can do both hang, low basket, high basket, specimens, and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
So right now we have everything.
Okay, and also, where do you do all these activities when building the robot? Do you have a laboratory in your school or something like that?
Or do you have a
Yeah,
work?
we have laboratory in our school. So we just go to our laboratory after school and just work with our robot. We
And
have like a field, places to work, to build.
mhm. Are there also there the other teams that you've talked about
Yes.
that and they also
They are
do
with us.
they also do their activities there? And can you manage with them? I mean, after all, from what I understand, there are three teams in only one laboratory that has the field.
Yes. No, so in our school there are three teams, and we all three together work in one laboratory.
Oh, only one laboratory for three teams, right?
Yes.
It is not so big, but we feel comfortable
Yeah,
while working with them. So there is no problem with
there is no problem with that. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
and the other teams, how many members do they have?
In our laboratory it's about 60, 70 people
No, and
approximately.
70.
since your
Yeah.
team alone is 11
11.
people, that means that the other two teams are 6 people total.
There is guys who just come to laboratory to work. There is guys from FLL, Lego teams. So we have only 3 teams in FTC,
FTC.
but there is a lot of other people, teachers who work in laboratory. So that's why I say that there is mostly like 60, 70 people in laboratory. And yeah, they're all from our school.
Oh, I misheard. I thought you said 60.
Yeah, it's 60 and not 16. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
60, yeah.
And well, since there are 3 teams in one laboratory, are there any rivalry between you and the other teams?
If
Yeah,
it's
we had
inappropriate, you
rivals
may not
between
respond.
our teams.
May you continue? Or
We
not?
had rivals with team that on our laboratory because in one tournament we didn't take them to our alliance and they just I don't know
But actually, he's just kidding. Actually, yeah, it's joke.
It's not a
Oh,
rivalry. We always try to help everyone, and there is no problem with working in one laboratory together. We instead of being rivals, we don't do that. We help them.
these three teams, two teams other than our team, it's our sister teams. We are always work together, prepare. If they have some questions, we always try to help them. So no, we actually are really close related teams.
Yeah.
And what are three values that you as a team are proposing to follow?
Hardworking, problem solving, and teamwork.
Why?
Because without teamwork there is no team. If everyone wants to do something, if they don't listen to each other, there is a problem because we will not just feel comfortable while working with each other. So first is team. Everyone in our team should feel comfortable with our events, with our decisions in robot part. So after making team meetings and decided what to do, and everyone like okay with it, so we started working. But when we work, we don't like just sitting or waiting for someone will do this work. So there is hard working, like hard work pays off. So that's why we try to work really really hard.
For us, I think it will be the same, but also adding on the side fun because this competition it shouldn't be forced upon someone. It should be a passion and also having fun doing the robot and driving it, whatever is necessary for the competition.
For our team, it's more like if we had to choose three values, as my colleague said, fun is definitely one of them. And the other two, I would say, is determination and curiosity. Well,
Yeah. Interesting.
Can you please repeat? Okay.
uh, like my colleague here said, uh, one of our three values is certainly fun, and the other two would most likely be determination and curiosity. This is mostly because you can't learn something if you aren't curious, and if you aren't curious, then you are not learning it because you want to. You are learning it because you need to, and this is a thing that we want to uh, underline in our team. We try to do everything that we like. We try to uh, improve things that we already know that we can enjoy. And thus, we try to uh, evolve as persons, not as a team. Because in the end, if everybody has their set goals, set dreams, and works to reach them, the team will also grow itself.
Yeah, actually, we also think like that. As I earlier said, every member of our team actually enjoys the robotics, and no one is forced to be in team and like do robotics. So I think if you are passionate about robotics, then fun is gonna come by the way.
Exactly.
Also, maybe just because our team members is all of us just are friends, that's why we feel like good with chilling with each other, working. By working, we always have some jokes and we just have fun.
Also, from your experience, you said last year you had 2 weeks to develop a robot. That's a very short time. So I'll ask you, what do you do to the robot if it malfunctions in the last minute?
Uh,
If it
we
starts
make it
acting
work.
up
We
at
make
a
it
very,
work.
huh?
We make it work.
Fair, but do you have some examples of what
Last year.
of what happened last minute before a competition, before a round, before a match? And how did you repair it? How did you fix it?
Amir just karışıyor. Şaşırdım.
So there was a competition like 2 weeks before, no, 1 week before. I don't remember. Never mind. So we have a belt on our lifts just to lift them out, and it belt was like crushed out. So it was like 3 minutes before our match, and if we didn't finish in 3 minutes, that means that we will not participate in that match because
We
there
would
is
be
no
disqualified, yeah.
yeah. So that's why we did this work in like 6 hands by 3 people. Someone was screwing our bolt, someone was changing belt, someone was doing some other work with robot just to prepare for in 3 minutes. And actually we did it, and I guess there is a maybe a few tips for this type of situations if you have really not a lot of time and you need to do work good. Just I guess in these times, in these situations, team members that do it the best should do it, and others just need to help them, and everything will be fine. How we said before, how I said before, our team really curious about problem solving. So we have a lot of situations when there is a problems because it's robotics. Always something goes not as we know about it. So we just know how to solve them. We just adapt for every situation. So that's why everything goes well.
Well, continuing on the idea of the questions about robot, what is your robot design process? And I'm referring like all the steps you have to get through to get to the final version of the robot.
So first with the team, we make a discussion what our robot's gonna be like. So we discuss the everything, intake, outtake, what we want it to be, close or active intake or anything like that. And then after that, all this discussion is held with the 3D designer of our team. And after he makes the CAD of the robot, and then builders build it. With iterations, of course. During designing the robot, Kader says like this is like that, this is like that, and we make the iterations for the robot.
Wow. In that case, this was our last question. If you have any questions regarding to us.
No, actually, I have one more question.
Okay.
Have you had your regionals in your area?
We had regionals, and after 10 days, we're having the nationals.
But did you participate with them until now, or are you still waiting for the date?
We are waiting for national part to just have a quad to worlds, but regionals is it's like in cities, and for all countries there will be national competition in 10 days. Yeah.
Oh, and you participate in yours? Did you have fun?
Of course we did.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we continue to participate. It's kind of like our second year, and we always have fun. How we say it, we like it. We improve in this. So yeah, that's the reason why we continue to work in FTC as a team.
Yep.
Okay,
What about you?
that was
Did you
my-
have your nationals level? Nationals.
Yeah, we actually had them 3 weeks ago, if I'm not wrong.
So how was it?
It was pretty good. We actually, us with Silas have won the regionals, the whole competition, and we also got Connect 3.
We had the winning alliance first week.
Okay. So you're gonna participate
Also,
in worlds, right?
Excuse me?
You're going to participate in Worlds.
No, in
Not yet.
nationals. This was our
Ah.
regional, and now we're going to nationals, and from nationals worlds.
We hope to.
Okay,
but
so actually
Yes.
we already got our all regionals. We won them, and we will participate in nationals in 10 days.
Okay, yeah, that was what I was asking about.
nice.
But okay, if you had fun last year, that's good. Okay, that was my last questions. That was my question.
Do you have questions to us?
No.
No, not yet. All right. In that case, thank you for joining us on this episode of Pepptalks. We hope you will join us again next time and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.